Aston Villa will be without Matty Cash and Boubacar Kamara for their visit to the Emirates Stadium on Tuesday due to multiple suspensions, following their yellow cards against Chelsea. Aston Villa defender Matty Cash has started all 18 Premier League fixtures the team have played this season, scoring against Sunderland, Manchester City, and most recently Arsenal. Cash has also started 4 of Villa's 7 games in the Europa League and League Cup, so it's been a very busy season for the 28-year-old so far. Yet the right back will finally drop out of the starting lineup against Arsenal next Tuesday, due to suspension. Cash picked up a yellow card in the first half of Villa's match against Chelsea on Saturday, his 5th of the campaign. Boubacar Kamara then also picked up his 5th yellow later in the match. Given we haven't quite reached the stage where bookings are effectively wiped, that means they'll now both serve a 1-match ban in Villa's next game, which happens to be against Mikel Arteta's side. That's a boost for the Gunners, considering Cash's goal in the reverse fixture, and the fact Unai Emery isn't blessed with right-back options. 22-year-old Andres Garcia hasn't played a minute this season, with centre-back Victor Lindelof or midfielder Lamara Bogard generally operating at right-back on the rare occasions when Cash hasn't started. As for Kamara, the midfielder has started 15 of Villa's 18 Premier League fixtures, including playing 90 minutes against Arsenal, and he provided an assist against the Gunners earlier this month. Of course, Arsenal have problems of their own at the moment. Jurrien Timber missed Saturday's game, as did Ben White and Christian Mosquera, leaving Declan Rice to play at right-back. Ricardo Calafiori was also injured on the other side on Saturday, further reducing Arsenal's defensive options. So whilst it's nice that Villa will be at least a players down for next week's game, it's hardly a major advantage for Arsenal. Villa will also be without Evan Gesson due to an AFCON call-up, but Gesson didn't feature in the reverse fixture against Arsenal anyway. Aston Villa will be without 6 players for their visit to Arsenal on Tuesday, with 3 out injured to suspended, and 1 at the Africa Cup of Nations. Aston Villa are on an excellent winning streak at the moment, but they'll go into Tuesday's game away to Arsenal without a few key members of their squad. Starting with the injuries, Ross Barkley, Pau Torres and Tyrone Mings are all expected to be out for the game on December 30th. Villa boss Unai Emery told the media on December 19th that Torres could be out for another 2 weeks, Mings for 3, and Barkley for even longer. So none are predicted to return just 11 days later. Then Evan Gesson is away at the Africa Cup of Nations after a late call-up, though he didn't feature in the reverse fixture against Arsenal anyway. The more significant absentees are Matty Cash and Boubacar Kamara, both of whom will be suspended against the Gunners. Cash and Kamara picked up their 5th yellow cards of the Premier League campaign against Chelsea, meaning they'll each serve a 1-game ban when their team faces Arsenal. Given Cash scored in the game at Villa Park and Kamara provided an assist, those are significant losses. Right-back Cash has also started all 18 of Villa's Premier League fixtures this season, with midfielder Kamara starting 15 so far. Arsenal have injury problems of their own, with Max Dowman, Christian Mosquera, and Ben White all definitely out, and Kai Havertz likely absent as well. There are also doubts around Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori, and it's unclear whether Gabriel Magalhaes is fit enough to start after his injury comeback at the weekend. Martin Odegaard says he was working hard behind the scenes to end his recent goal drought, so he was glad to do so against Brighton on Saturday. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard opened the scoring against Brighton and Hove Albion with an excellent finish in the 14th minute, setting himself on the edge of the penalty area before firing in at the near post. The goal was Odegaard's first of the 2025-26 campaign in all competitions, and the 27-year-old admitted after the game that he'd been working hard to end his recent drought. "I've been waiting for that one. and working really hard to improve on the finishing, Odegaard said. I like to be in those areas, and bukayo saka, we know each other really well. He finds me there, and there was a little angle in the corner there, so it was a good goal. It was brilliant, as I said. We've been working really hard to get it, and it was there, so we're really pleased. In fairness to Odegaard, his season so far has been significantly disrupted by injury. The midfielder has often been out of the starting lineup, and even when he's been in it, he's had to come off early on multiple occasions. The Norway international has only played more than 45 minutes in 5 Premier League fixtures and 2 Champions League fixtures this season, making the fact he hadn't scored a bit easier to understand. Even so, these kinds of records hang over a player until they get off the mark, and Saturday was the right time to do it. With Jurriën Timber and Ricardo Calafiori suffering late injuries before the game, and title rivals Manchester City scoring a winner just minutes prior to kick-off, it would have been easy for heads to drop in the early exchanges. Instead, Odegaard ensured Arsenal got the match off to a good start, and that they ultimately secured another 3 points to return to the top of the table.